Hello guys, this is Malinki. Welcome back to my channel Voice of Malinki. Today we will discuss about the complement system part 2, that is the alternative pathway. Okay, and if you are new in my channel, please subscribe my channel, and if you like my video, please do like, comment and share my video. So let's start alternative pathway. So the complement system is a part of immune system. So it is a part of immune system that clears microbes and protects our healthy cells. So complement system is nothing but a part of immune system that destructs some microbes, that destructs the pathogens that have entered our body, and in this way they protect our healthy cells, they protect our body. Alternative pathway does not depend on antigen-antibody complex. So that is unlike the classical pathway of complement system. In case of classical pathway, we have seen that the pathway is dependent on antigen-antibody complex formation. But in this case, alternative pathway is not dependent on antigen-antibody complex formation. So, as no antibody is required, the alternative pathway is a component of innate immune system. Because no any antibody is required here. Complement protein C3 will come to act here first. So, C3 is the most abundant protein of the complement system. C3 is the most abundant complement protein and it is found in our blood. So what happens? In general, C3 undergoes a spontaneous hydrolysis to yield C3A and C3B. So it happens always in our body, it happens spontaneously in our body, and it happens constitutively in our body. So C3 gets cleaved into two fragments. One is C3A and another is C3B. So it is a constitutive reaction. Now the C3b component can bind to surface of our own body cells as well as microbes. C3b has the capacity to bind to the cell surface. So it binds both our body cells and as well as the microbes. So host cell membrane contains sialic acid. Suppose this is the host cell membrane. It contains sialic acid, we know. That inactivates bound C3b molecule on the host cell. So when C3 is cleaved into two fragments C3a and C3b, the C3b will come and bind to the host cell membrane. And host cell membrane contains sialic acid. That sialic acid will inactivate this bound C3b. Hence, this binding does not contribute any further reaction. So, no any further reaction will occur because the C3b is inactivated. But in case of microbial cell, in that case the cell surface does not contain significant amount of sialic acid. They don't have. Hence the C3b that was generated, it does not get deactivated. So C3b remains active on the surface of foreign cell. So this is the microbial cell membrane. And the C3b that was generated spontaneously in our body will bind to the microbial cell membrane, and here they don't have any sialic acid. Hence, C3b remains active because sialic acid is the stuff that deactivates C3b, but in this case sialic acid is absent. So C3b is not at all deactivated. It remains active. The C3b present on the surface of foreign cells can bind another protein called factor B. So the C3b will now bind factor B and it will form a complex C3b-B complex. This you can understand from here. So this C3b is now at the cell surface and it binds with the factor B and it will form C3b-B complex. Factor D, it is one more protein. It binds this complex, that means C3b-B complex. So factor D now binds this complex and cleaves factor B. So the factor B that was attached with the C3b, it will be now cleaved by factor D. And it will be cleaved into two fragments, BB and BB. Sorry, BA and BB. BA is released from the complex, whereas BB remains attached with the complex. So what will happen? They will form C3b-BB complex because C3b was already there and this B is now cleaved into BA and BB. BA will be released and BB will remain attached with this. So it will form C3b-BB. So it is basically a C3 convertase. That means it acts on C3, it converts C3. Now this C3b-B complex is attached with factor D and C3b-BB will be formed. BA is released because factor B cleaves this factor B into two fragments. Now coming to the C3 convertase, that is C3b-BB. It cleaves C3. It cleaves C3 to generate more C3b because C3 will be cleaved into two fragments C3a and C3b. So more C3b will be generated. As a result, the initial steps are repeated and amplified because the steps started from C3b and C3b will do its own things. So the initial steps will be repeated and amplified. Now the C3 convertase activity of C3b-BB, that is the convertase, C3 convertase activity of this complex generates C3b-BB3b complex. How it is generating this complex? I will explain it in diagrammatic representation. And this complex is a C5 convertase. That means it cleaves C5 to generate C5a and C5b. Okay, so let's talk about this in detail. So C3b-BB was formed and it cleaves C3. So C3 is cleaved by this complex into two fragments, C3a and C3b. This C3a is released and the C3b is attached with this. So this part is C3b, this is BB, and this is one more C3b. So the whole complex is C3b BB 3b complex, and this complex is a C5 convertase. That means it acts on C5. It activates C5. So C5 is now cleaved by this complex into two fragments. One is C5a and another is C5b. What they will do? So C5a is an anaphylatoxin. C5a is an anaphylatoxin. What an anaphylatoxin does? It goes and binds to the surface of basophil or mast cell. Suppose this is a basophil or mast cell. So C5a will go and bind with this and induces them to release histamine. Now, histamine will be released from this complex. So these histamines are now released from this basophil or mast cell and they will induce vasodilation. What is vasodilation? So vasodilation is nothing but the increase in the diameter of blood vessel. And it increases, histamine also increases capillary permeability. That means blood capillary are now permeable. They are permitting some immune cells to cross the blood capillary and to enter the site of infection. Hence, they promote inflammation because both vasodilation and increased capillary permeability, both of them promote inflammation. How they exactly promote inflammation and what is exactly vasodilation and capillary permeability, if you want to know them in detail, please check my lecture Inflammation. I have explained them in detail on that lecture. Now the inflammation is occurred by C5a. Therefore, immune cells are capable of reaching the site of infection. That is the function of inflammation, right? Inflammation helps immune cells to reach at the site of infection. So that is now done by C5a. C5a also acts in chemotaxis. So not only the anaphylatoxin, C5a also acts in chemotaxis. That means it attracts other immune cells at the site of infection. Because we know chemotaxis is a process that attracts different immune cells from different parts of the body to reach at the site of infection. That is chemotaxis, right? And C5 acts in this chemotaxis process. Now what's about C5b? That is also formed, right, from C5. From the cleavage of C5, C5a and C5b is formed. Then what does C5b do? So C5b binds C6, C7, C8 molecules and increases and they make the complex, that is C5b 6, 7, 8 complex. So C5b binds C6, C7, C8 molecules and all of them will combine to form C5b 6, 7, 8 complex. This complex is attached with the surface of microbe. And this complex induces the binding of C9 molecules to the cell surface. So this complex will attract number of C9 molecules to join cell surface. Cell surface means the plasma membrane or cell surface of microbe. And now C5b6789 complex is ready, where complementary proteins C5b, C6, C7, C8 and C9 are there. And this complex is known as membrane attack complex or MAC. So what is membrane attack complex or MAC? It creates a pore in the pathogen surface that fills the fluids into the cell that leads to osmotic lysis of the microbes. So let's understand it from this picture. So this is the bacterial plasma membrane, bilayer of bacterial plasma membrane. And here C5b is attached. With this C6, C7, C8 all are attached, and they will bring number of C9 molecules. So number of C9 molecules are now attached with this complex, and this complex is MAC or membrane attack complex. So they will form the pore. This is the pore, or you can say this is the channel. So they will form a channel in the bacterial plasma membrane. As channel is formed, water will come. So water will enter the bacterial cytoplasm or cytoplasm of any microbe from outside. So water is now entering from outside to inside the cell. So water is there in the cell cytoplasm. So water enters in the cell cytoplasm through this channel, through this MAC, through this channel. And when water concentration is very high inside the cell, what will happen? The cell will burst. The cell will undergo lysis, right? Because the concentration of water is very high inside the cell. And the bacterial cell will be destroyed because cell lysis will take place. So this is the function of the complement proteins. The actual functions of the complement proteins is to destroy the cell, destroy the bacterial or destroy the microbial cell. So this is done by this MAC, and this is all about alternative pathway.